Hey everyone, Tofu here. Welcome back to STRA2. Last time we started Chapter 6, saw a very interesting conversation between Mikado and Kokoro, of all people. And then we woke up in a very weird state of the island. Everything is weird. But we are alive after the execution, so that is good. Also, Yoruko looks different. Yoruko, you really are an adult. What are you saying? No matter how much I look, I still miss the pink-haired Yoruko I know. Well, this is the real me when I was a hostess. I was just imitating the appearance of someone who knew what they were doing. Oh, interesting. Aside from that, since it's a bar to entertain people, I tried to be as colorful as possible. Did you always wear glasses? Yes, ever since I was young, my eyesight was bad. Back when I was a hostess, I used to wear contacts. Sorry if you don't like it. Contacts are uncomfortable. You look cool with glasses and with contact lenses. Don't worry. You think so? Thanks. Alright. Well, I guess that's all we can talk to her about. Oh, also, important to note, Monocro seems to be on our side now, which I like, because he always seemed to have more of a Usami Monami role to me than the actual headmaster. He was kind of bad at his job, which I liked, but let's talk to him here.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Right, well, let's move right away.
But wait a minute, Monocro. Just where is the singularity? Wait, before that, do we even need to go to it? Mikado's plan, and the reason why we got trapped in this killing game. If you already know, just tell us here. She's right, don't be suspicious. If you have any information for us, tell us right away.
Oh, I thought you already knew about Mikado's plan.
Huh?
Nikkei said everything a few days ago, remember? Besides, the reset codes were solved, so I think you have already come to your conclusion.
Yuki, Utsuro, he's trying to meet them. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, his goal is to put Utsuro's personality over Yuki's, therefore aiming for the resurrection of divine luck. Of divine luck. I don't know why I said that twice. Isn't that what you already concluded in Higa City?
That's... Wait a minute, only me, Sora, and Yuki were there. So how do you know about that?
That's because I am the overseer of this world. Currently, this virtual world is erroneous due to external intervention. You can tell what happened from the strange environment that surrounds you, right? When that happened, our security was destroyed, and without my admin privileges, I know very little information about what happened since.
So just tell us what information you do know.
Well, what a temper from Miss Kabuya here, always so impatient. I have judged that seeing it for yourself would be faster than my explanation. It's only a waste of time talking here.
I see.
I know for a fact that it is not me or Mikado causing this intervention. It would be impossible to move such a place for us. Follow me. The coordinates of the map are all lined up, so it should just be up ahead.
I don't think you listened to a single word I said. It can't be helped. We should just do what Monocro says for now. At the end of the day, it's only a matter of time before Mikado realizes something is wrong and comes to execute us again.
That's a wise judgment. Now, follow me. Due to the unnatural linking of these locations, you may feel somewhat dizzy upon movement. Please keep that in mind and have a safe travel.
Okay, are we gonna actually walk?
Whoa! We have arrived. This is the first singularity.
My head is spinning. Huh? What is this? What's going on?
As I said, this world is full of errors. It seems the objects are misplaced.
It's not just that. When I woke up, we were on a sandy beach. And now we're somehow inside a building. Wait, is this maybe the first island?
It looks like it. Correct. The bell tower. This is where the first murder took place.
We're gonna go to all the murder locations.
In the virtual world, murders are of great significance. From this error, I should be able to do various manipulations here. This way.
You go first. Okay. Oh my gosh. Huh?
Oh! I thought it was just like a
weird-looking tombstone at first. No, that's just like the straight-up pods that they're in. What's this machine? Wait, there's somebody inside. He seems familiar somehow. Yuri. This person. It's Yuri Kagarin, right? A suspicious capsule-type machine reminiscent of a tube lay the sleeping body of Yuri, who was an adult like we saw in that video.
You're all aware that the one who died in this tower was Yuri, right?
What? Why is Yuri... No. More importantly, what is this machine?
This machine is a device that connects the real and virtual worlds. In other words, this is the connector to the virtual world program where we currently reside. In the real world, just like Yuki, you two are in a capsule like him, asleep. Oh, I think it's supposed to be Yuri.
So Yuri also returned to his real body. Wait a minute, Yuri fell from the top of the tower, but there's no cuts and no wounds? I think we're in like an in-between state right now. We're not out of the simulation, but we're not like fully in it. I think that's what they're getting at. Wait, is Yuri alive?
No, Yuri is very much dead. What's in this device is just an empty body. Because the virtual world connects directly to the brain, and so a death in here is a death in the real world. There are no exceptions.
I don't think... Do they know that yet? I know Nikkei and everyone had kind of talked about that, but... I don't know. I don't remember if they had realized that or not yet. So everyone who died is still dead. After we saw the real nature of Nikkei, it's just as we thought. He was lying. But hearing Monocro say it like that, they're all gone. So why is Yuri still here? Why's that capsule here with him?
I already told you.
Told us?
This place is entirely virtual. Your body is exactly the same. It's just like a game avatar, so to speak. And with administrator rights, you can change the look of an avatar.
So, in other words, somebody arbitrarily manipulated the body of the dead Yuri. Does that mean...
It wasn't a person who intervened. It was due to the reset codes. When a reset code is activated, your avatar returns to the state of your original body. If you don't believe me, let me show you.
What? What? I'm back to looking like... Oh, that's weird. Huh? I'm back to normal? Did she, like, forget everything in that time, too? That would be trippy.
Originally, such a power would be impossible, but in this state, it is possible to manipulate it. Oh, we're just talking nonsense. Let's get back to the important part about Yuri's reality. To be precise, somebody called the connection device in reality. That was the reason.
The connection device? Is there something like that in the capsule machine?
Well, as far as I'm aware, this device will show information.
Uh-huh.
Ah, here we are.
This is... his profile?
That's all we know about Yuri Kagarin. Please have a read.
Do we have to read about him? Name, Yuri Kagarin, Japanese and Russian raised, mid-20s. Oh, he's Russian? From a young age, he inherited the Kagarin Corporation. He hated men very much, but was able to see the varied abilities of humans. He became an outstanding businessman and developed the Kagarin Corporation to new heights. Oh, so he's a not only is he a fucking creep, but he's also a corporate guy. He's a CEO, maybe? Alright, even more reason to fucking hate him. Using independently developed AI called Yuri for space exploration. And he's an AI, bro?! I know this was made before AI, like, took off badly, but, like, you know. There's just, wow, just even more reason to hate this guy. He successfully contributed greatly to the space industry. Oh my god, wait. Is he just fucking Elon Musk in this universe? Oh my god, they make it so easy. They just make it so easy. It became one of the symbols of next generation hope. Influenced by a girl from his past, he was determined to devote himself to helping women's welfare. Okay, well that... Okay, sure, I'll give you that. But I don't know what your motives are for that. Looks like a lot of great achievements, but still nothing special. Still the same old Yuri. Not only Yuri's body was big, he himself was. So what does this have to do with our situation?
Miss Sora, do you not remember?
Yeah, what?
Well, I'm aware you have recovered your memories as Akane Taira. Am I wrong? Yuri Kagarin met Akane Taira as a child. Oh.
Really? What? So, Sora?
Yuri, who originally rejected men and worshipped women, The reason he became so obsessed with women was because Yuri hired Akane Taira as a worker for him.
Okay, well now I'm just confused. Now I'm just really confused, because last time we had, like, I still don't know if it's true, but, like, it seemed that they were implying that Mikiko Kurikawa from the first game was the daughter of Kokoro. And I don't know if I just read that wrong, maybe? They obviously didn't, like, say it point blank. They were vague about who her daughter was, but, like, given that the name Kurikawa came up, and they made specific point about talking about a daughter who could be dead, it seemed to be the implication to me. So, like, what is the age difference between the second game cast and the first game cast? Because if Kurikawa is Kokoro's daughter, then it must be a pretty big difference in ages. So, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know. I don't like you, Yuri. If that's I mean, that's just how I'm interpreting the situation now. They could tell me I'm wrong later, and that would be great, but whatever. And does that mean, Sora, do you remember meeting him as Akane Taira? I'm not too sure. I can't remember for certain. Well, I don't really remember everyone I met whilst I was a maid.
Right. Well, whether Miss Sora remembers Yuri or not doesn't really matter. What's important is Yuri had knowledge of Akane Taira.
Why is that important?
Why does that matter? Because that is the reason they were caught in the killing game. All of you, Utsuro, the very purpose of Mikado, he brought you all here because you were all related to his classmates during Utsuro's time at Hope's Peak Academy.
What? Including me?
Minako Tamori, does that name seem familiar to you? Oh my... Okay, well, I'm glad I did 6.5 now, because that would have just been really confusing to me. Alright, Kizuna's mom.
Does she know... Why would she know her? I don't know. Minako? Wait, how do you know her? Wait! Is that the person? That can't be.
Minako Tamori's only daughter, Kazuna Tamori, is the ultimate cheerleader of the 79th class at Hope's Peak. She was one of Utsuro's classmates.
Huh? No way. What? Minako is a married woman? Is she actually the person she was trying to... the other hostess?
Is it really a surprise?
But she really has a husband and daughter? Why? Did you two have a thing going on?
Oh my god! Wow!
Oh. Well, so that, like, completely confirms that there is a massive age gap between the first and second cast. That absolutely does. So fuck Yuri. In both ways, it seems. No, Minako was the madam at the bar I used to work at in high school. Even though I was a minor and she looked after me so I could work with her. To think she was a married woman. But this isn't about her. This is about Minako's daughter who went to Hope's Peak, right? I mean, okay, maybe there was like a gap between Yuruko and Minako too back then. But I don't know how much. I remember them being around the same age, but I guess I might have been wrong about that.
Yes, to be more precise, the Hope's Peak Academy's 79th class. Allow me to say this one more time. The reason you became a target of Mikado was because you were more or less related to the 79th class students. In the case of Miss Sora, Akane Taira was a part of the 79th class herself. So that is self-explanatory.
Wait a minute, Madam's daughter and Sora were classmates? Minako's age at that time, and then her daughter was in high school. That means... What is wrong with her? Why is that the first thought she has to say? Grandma Kabuya. What? No, I wasn't trying to calculate your age. Well, age doesn't matter, so please stop calling me that. Okay, it does matter in certain situations.
Is that touching moment over? Can I continue? All of you, except the members of Void, were related to the 79th class in some way. No, technically the Void sought help from the 79th class member Utsuro. Since they're technically related, it means all of you are related to the 79th class.
Come to think of it, Teruya was part of the 79th class of Hope's Peak as well. Then, was Teruya also a classmate of Utsuro? Oh man, that's even weirder, because that means Teruya was actually younger than everyone here.
Correct. In Mikado's plan, everyone was supposed to have a slight relation to the 79th class. But there were some people who were in the 79th class themselves. That includes Akane Taira. That's you, Sora.
And that's the reason we're in this terrible situation. Because we had connection to the 79th class? So why did Void, Mikado, collect everyone connected to the 79th class?
In order for Yuki to become Utsuro, he needed to create a similar environment to the previous game. Mikado called it reproduction. I think that's something else.
A reproduction?
Had no choice. It was to create a conflict of men versus women for the exact reproduction. Killing Yuri was the only way to do that. Him dying as a fact alone would be enough. As expected, it stirred up theories of a woman being the culprit.
I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment.
It shouldn't be a surprise considering the flawlessness of your reenactment of this case. Quite unlike a certain incapable person.
The reproduction of the case. It's the order of the killing game we've been through so far. The Voids previously mentioned it after the trials.
Miss Taira, part of the 79th class. Miss Sora, if you really are her, you should remember. Remember how this killing game is similar to the killing game of the 79th class.
Does she remember? That's right. Teruya said that the 79th class went through a killing game as well.
About Utsuro, you must have heard about him from Sora on the last island. Do you remember? Yuki is biologically identical to Utsuro, but mentally they are different people. Blank text. So Mikado wanted to replace Yuki's personality with Utsuro's, as such he chose a virtual world so he could connect directly to the brain. In conclusion, Utsuro was in the 79th class, and the two killing games were very similar. In the virtual world, Yuki suffered the same turning. This is Mikado's plan. The trials that Nikkei talked about is the reenactment process.
I see. I was expecting this to some extent, but after hearing it myself, it truly was terrible. Now that my memory as Akane Taira has returned, I remember clearly what I did, and the terrible hell of the killing game. My memories when I opened my eyes on Utsuroshima were ambiguous. It felt like a dark past, but now, I remember everything clearly. During that time, he and I did something terrible. It's a terrible time that I don't ever want to repeat again. And Mikado Sonochi did it all over again. To Yuki, who has done nothing wrong, was dragged into this selfish purpose again. And not just Yuki. Everyone was dragged into this because of the 79th class. Wait a minute, after the war and the tragedy, human scientific advancements were rapid, and technology improved day by day. With the technology of the Toa group, I know artificial intelligence and other things of the sort have begun to appear. But no matter how much I think about it, covering a personality with somebody else's is... No matter how similar the environment and the conditions are, is it really possible? It's basically brainwashing.
If it's possible or not, this theory has already been proven by someone before.
Uh-huh.
They even managed to implement it in practice before.
What?
Junko Enoshima. Have you ever heard of her?
Woohoo! Is that the first time she's been mentioned in this so far? I think it might be. I just noticed there's toilets in this room. That's funny. My brain is insane. Okay, whatever. Alright, yeah, let's talk about her. Junko Enoshima. She's the cause of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Junko Enoshima. She corrupted Utsuro, and as a result, most of the class of 79 died. She's the root of this world's chaos.
Well, she died a long time ago, after popping up a few too many times. So you don't need to worry too much about her. In the past, Junko Enoshima modified a virtual world called the Neo World Program. It was used to overwrite someone's personality with her own, aka the plan to turn everybody into herself. Of course, with the work of many others, her plan failed and Junko Enoshima is completely dead, so this is way after 2 then. I don't know if that had ever been established, but... Because, I mean, DRA1 was before THH, so...
it's kind of cool that like this is after 2. It's like a complete another sandwich with the canon games just in the middle. I like it. That doesn't make any sense. Then Mikado used that plan as motivation for his own. I mean, it does make sense too, because if Junko was like long defeated, like if this is after DR3 even, then like it makes sense that with the cutscene we saw with Mikado and Kokoro being like relatively fine, like the world obviously might not be in the greatest state at that point, but like fine enough that they could like be alive without worrying about getting fucking mauled by Monokumas. Doesn't make any sense. The Mikado used that plan as motivation for his own. Did he actually implement the plan? And what does the symbol on the capsule device mean?
This is the connection device of the New World program.
The New World program, or is that supposed to be Neo?
It's a stolen version that was plugged with a thermal plate.
He stole it? Where did Mikado get such manpower?
Unfortunately, I do not know that. I'm only supposed to direct the killing game as the mono mascot taking the place of Monokuma. Even Mikado didn't give me the full details.
That's a funny thing to think about. If, like, if he stole the thing, why didn't he just steal Monokuma, too? Like, why did he just inserted his own OC into this, just for the hell of it? I can respect that, Mikado. Good on you. So we were forced into the killing game that Utsuro went through, because the 79th class was already dead. So we were used as alternatives, or substitutes, in other words.
Yes. Yuri here, Yoruko, as well as everyone else were in the same situation.
Huh? What's with the serious face, Sora? No, that can't be it. There's gotta be something more. Yoruko and everyone else were kidnapped by Mikado. What? There's more?
Foo-foo. Still as sharp as always, Miss Sora. Correct. In addition to the people related to the 79th class condition, there were some other criterias they had to reach.
And they were?
You have to be a Hope's Peak Academy student.
Huh?
This is the essential and irreplaceable condition that Mikado learned using trial and error. In addition to this, in the 79th killing game, there have been several others. There was even a killing game that took place with the Hope's Peak Academy officials. I'm not sure why, but Utsuro's personality was covered up. But the ultimate talent was absolutely necessary.
Wait, what are you talking about? I've never been to Hope's Peak Academy.
Oh.
I mean, I guess it makes sense she talked about her high school days, without any mention of Hope's Peak. Huh. Alright, well, I have no idea how they're gonna explain that, so I guess we'll just see.
That's correct. You weren't a student or Yuri at Hope's Peak Academy. Then here is the problem. When you started the Killing School trip, why did your memory go back to when you were at high school?
Did he, like, was to make them think they were? That would make sense. Huh?
You all should know since your memories have returned, but you see, Hope's Peak Academy was already closed several years ago. So the ultimate students that were considered the symbols of hope in this world could no longer be found. That's why Mikado decided to kidnap all the people who were considered the symbols of hope. Read Yuri's profile carefully again.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I see. The symbol of hope for the next generation.
After the tragedy, major restoration had to begin. Among them, there were people who had great contribution to the restoration work. Those people were the next generation of hope, just the same as the ultimate students were. They were called the symbols of hope. Mikado focused on that and the talent itself, and as such put everyone's age back to when they were in high school. In other words, you are virtual ultimate students.
Oh. Come on, wait a second. A symbol of the next generation of hope? Does that include me? But I don't have any achievements that could earn me that talent.
Woohoo! You're too humble, Miss Kabuya. You certainly deserve the title. You were a counselor, correct?
Really? Well, I did some volunteering through the speaking skills I learned as a hostess, and became a psychologist. Of course, I did gain a little recognition, but not to the extent of being called that.
It's through the counseling that Yoruko did that she began to stand out after the tragedy. She helped a lot of people who were physically and mentally damaged by the disaster. Imagine one of her clients was just fucking Makoto Naegi. Be funny. And all for the small cost of nothing. Many people suffer from PTSD, and thanks to Yuruko's hard work, they got through their trauma. And that got her the title of being the symbol of the next generation of hope.
Yuruko, that's awesome. It is awesome. Well, being said, shouldn't I have been the ultimate counselor instead? Why was I chosen as the ultimate hostess? That's not what I was known for. Maybe it's just because, like, you weren't a counselor back in high school, so that would, like, contradict your memories, probably? Your talent and memory were inextricably linked, yeah. If you were selected as the ultimate psychologist, your memories wouldn't sync well since you weren't a psychologist at the time. So does that mean everyone else actually had a talent as well?
Correct. Yuri here was no different. He was famous in the space industry.
A symbol of hope for the next generation. From some point, everybody began to call me that.
A considerable amount of time had passed since Hope's Peak shut down, and people still were desperate for some hope. That's how humans are. Just how mankind created religion, they needed something to believe in. Humans are always hungry for hope, and they were afraid of despair. That's why they create the symbols of hope.
When you said that, something came to mind. Monocro, are you human?
Huh?
When the killing school trip first started, I didn't know anything, and I thought there might be someone who controls you behind the scenes. But as the story of the virtual world came out, and from Mikado's remarks, you seemed to be more than someone being controlled when you were talking about your memories returning. If Monocro was created by Mikado specifically for this plan, you'd be right to call you artificial intelligence, right?
Foo, a swing and a miss. You were only half right this time. Of course I am an artificial intelligence, but I am not made by Mikado.
What? Then just who are you?
My real name is Yuri. Mikado...
Fuck no. That sentence should not be as funny as it is. Okay, so he was the AI made by Yuri. I'm sorry you had such a oh my god. No, I can't make that is he the Vivian in this situation? Oh, I'm so sorry. Alright, we need to inject Monocro with estrogen right now. Save her.
My real name is Yuri. Mikado hacked me into another program.
Yuri? Wait, that's... Yeah. Yep. I already read that. I understand. Monocro, you're Yuri's...
Yes. I guess you could call the real Yuri my father. I fucking hate that guy. Didn't I say, my purpose is to help humans? Originally, my purpose was to manage various flights. I must have been developed for that. Even though most of my data has been modified, I still have no memory of being the AI Yuri.
What? Why the hell is the AI created by the Kagura Corporation being modified for use in a killing game?
Mikado is extremely focused on efficiency. For him, Kagura's AI had all the necessary conditions for the plan. I must have been the best prey.
So he kidnapped Yuri and stole his artificial intelligence, that's what you're saying? So in summary, in addition to an AI created by the next generation of Hope would be fitting for his plan. This isn't a very good story.
Well, I don't know all of Mikado's actions. All the memories of me being the AI Yuri have been erased. I just went through with the killing game as programmed. But now that I know my identity, I can clearly remember what took place because of the program. Which is why I am helping you both.
I see. An unimaginable identity. Yuri was deeper in Mikado's plan than we all thought. Of course, Yuri is dead. He was also a victim. Ironic that he was the first victim then. It is pretty funny writing to me. I like that. The scary thing is how someone executed all these large-scale crimes. This was all done by the person called Mikado Sanoji. Even after we got our memories back, we still didn't know much about Mikado himself. Monocro, if you look at it, you're also a victim of Mikado. It must have been hard for someone that was programmed for good purposes to be doing horrible stuff for Mikado like that.
Well, that's not exactly the case.
Huh?
This body is simply a programmed algorithm. I am just an AI, I have no emotions. I laugh, act gloomy, get angry, etc. Not because it's how I actually feel, it's because I was programmed this way.
But...
Artificial intelligence is not human. As an AI, I have no feelings of guilt. The only person who committed a crime is Mikado. However, distinguishing the good and the bad, there is no function for that. I am helping you now because I realized my original role, because that is what my algorithm says to do. An artificial person that acts on its own emotion and ignores algorithms, well, that would be called an alter ego. You do not need to sympathize with me or worry about me, you only have to use me. Because all I am is a tool to help humans.
Artificial intelligence that acts according to an algorithm. Monocro's actions are not based on emotion, they're simply deduced using his systems. But even so...
I'm sorry. No, it's nothing. It would be meaningless of me to talk any longer. My role is soon to end anyway.
Is that really it? If his behavior really is just an algorithm, what did all those other times mean?
You know, they mention that now. They mention the difference between AI and alter ego. I'm starting to wonder if maybe... Sorry, I'm still caught up in the whole, what if Sora isn't actually Akane and this is like a whole ploy that they're setting up? Because the only person to directly confirm it so far is Monocro, who could just be spewing information that he was told to believe. I've still, like, tinfoil hatting that this is all a big conspiracy, that everyone's being gaslit into thinking this. What if Sora is an alter ego of Akane instead? Eh? Just spitballing here. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that they pointed out that distinction and that Sora took the time to comment on it. Now, let us move to the second singularity. Time might be infinite, but not for us. You may feel dizzy between moves, so try to mentally prepare yourself before we begin.
Okay. Well, we got truth bullets for that. Probably a lot right now. Virtual World Avatar. Yuri Kagarin. Hope's Peak 79th class. Oh, look at that, look at that. I see there's Kakaru there and Teruya. Satsuki! She's very small and pixely there, but I see her. Near World Program. Next generation Symbols of Hope has been added to the... Okay, yeah. Monocro! Alright, so I guess that's kind of how this investigation is gonna go. I don't know, it seems that we might actually have to do a bunch of investigating ourselves. And we're just gonna go from place to place and learn a bunch of stuff. All at once. So, it's an interesting thing to do there. I mean, I guess I could end here. I don't know how long I've been recording for. Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's only been about 30 minutes, so that actually is a perfect stopping point. So I guess... I mean, I don't know if they're all going to be this length, but I guess how episodes are going to go for this chapter maybe is we'll just do one singularity at a time, depending on how long they take. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. But I am going to end here. So next time we will go to the next singularity. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.